Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
I don't think I did. Oh, it was open.
Hi, Meg.
Hey, am I in? I feel like I'm in. Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. You said you need to do executive session.
Well, we can do
Executive
it afterwards since everybody's already in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, all right. I'll have to message you off to the side and just make sure. Sorry, I'm trying to get, I was running from thing to thing here, just walking in. I mean, but I want to get a power cord so that I don't run out of power in the middle of us sitting here talking. My battery's low. I normally keep my battery completely charged. I was out of the office quite a bit, so.
Mhm. Are you in the car, Rob, or are you at home?
No, I'm at home. Give me a moment and I'll be settled in instead of moving around like a crazy man. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody in a while.
Mm-mm.
Everybody been busy. Trying to get through your startup of the year stuff.
When's the pool open?
Should be coming up in May, actually. I probably need to have a conversation with, do we open it in May usually? It's May, right? Is that the right time?
I don't know. I have to look.
Yeah, I'd have to, I feel like May sounds right to me, but don't quote me on it. I'll double check. March,
Pretty.
April, May makes sense. I know landscaping's starting to kick in already. I'll start my video up in a moment here once I'm done getting myself somewhat sorted. Sorry for the delay. Yeah. All right, where's the start video button? There it is. You think that by now, if we always stayed with Zoom, I'd be all right. But half the people I deal with use WebEx now, half of them use Zoom. There's team meetings.
Oh,
Every other meeting's a different app of some sort.
oh.
So I can't keep track anymore. Now all the buttons are different, all the settings are different and everything. So
Yep.
all right. So I assume we're good to go with starting. I apologize for my late start here. Is Virginia on?
I don't, unless she's on as a different, on someone else's device. I don't know.
She would normally join on her normal device. I didn't hear from her today, so I don't know. She might have something going on. Is Sabina here?
Sabina is.
Good. And we got Meg
Eric.
and
Yeah,
Eric.
Ashley.
Well, I got the ability to, oh, and Ashley's here too. Oh, good. I swiped it over so I can actually see multiple things. So, all right, well, we've got a majority of the board, so we can go ahead and move forward with our business as we need to. What is today? March the 8th
Yes.
of 2021. Dates are flying by. Eric, first and foremost, thank you for the reminder. I don't know if anybody else had lost track of time the way I did, but I completely forgot we had a meeting coming up. So Eric, thank you for remembering and for reminding the rest of the board and for putting tonight's itinerary together, essentially doing 8 different jobs for us. Meg, thank you for hosting at no cost to the Homeowners Association this meeting again tonight for us.
Oh, my
I saw
pleasure.
some negative comments on Facebook tonight about you not getting the meeting information to us fast enough. I'll assume that since you're doing it for free, you're doing it as fast as you possibly can. Thank you very much.
Okay, what is going on with my
Oh, there's Virginia.
Yeah. Hey.
You look like you're running a test pattern.
I know, but what is that about?
I don't know. If you need to log in and log back out, you got time.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, thank you very much for doing everything you do to host these meetings for us so that we don't have to pay for them, and for everybody, the majority of the neighborhood who understands that we do everything we can with this stuff. To remind anybody who has forgotten, the Homeowners Association used to have random HOA meetings. The random HOA meetings were at the board's schedule, and we told people, if you want to come to the meeting, let us know. Hey, there's Virginia.
Virginia?
People complained that they couldn't make those meetings, that they didn't know where the meetings were, that there wasn't enough consistency. So the board went to scheduled meetings, which were inconvenient to the board, but they were like, well, if it makes it so members can attend and be a part of things, we went to those. So we're supposed to have 4 meetings a year. We have 6 meetings, 1 annual meeting and 5 meetings. Those are held every other month on the first Monday or the second Monday of the month, which has been posted on the website for several years. It's been talked about. We talk about the next meeting that's going to happen every time. So it's March, so April, and then May. In May, on the second Monday of the month, which I will look ahead in my calendar now for all the people who aren't probably here but are going to complain later. Second Monday of the month will be the 10th of May. Assuming that's not a holiday, I don't see a holiday listed. That'll be our next meeting, and then we'll have one in July. It'll be the second Monday of the month, assuming that's not July 4th or something. That's been like that for a while. We used to have them at 6 p.m. at the Bell Johnson Center. Nobody was coming anyways. We had occasional members who would come who were interested. The 6 p.m. meeting time frame wasn't good enough for everybody. Even though we told them meetings were from 6 to 8, you can show up whenever you'd like. They didn't show up. They just complained. So we moved it to 7 p.m. We've had the meetings at 7 p.m. on the second Monday every other month, starting in January for at least the last year and a half or so. Went to Zoom meetings, and the only thing we're putting out now is just, hey, here's the Zoom meeting link. So the reality is anybody who really cares to know knows all that. This is for all the people who are just angry because you're just angry. I'm quite honestly sick of it. So if you want to go on Facebook and just scream and complain at people, do it. You look ridiculous to the majority of the neighborhood.
Yeah, we're pretty sick of it too, Rob. So just so you know.
Who is this? Is this Petra? Who is this?
Yep, it's Petra.
Okay. Yeah, Petra, nobody cares anymore. So stop arguing with us or we'll kick you out of the meeting, because this is
I'm not arguing with you.
This is a board meeting. We are tired of hearing it. The majority of the neighborhood's tired of it. You've never done anything for the community, so I'm not going to argue with people anymore. You know when the meetings are if you want to be here. That's pretty much it. And you know, most of the people in our neighborhood aren't sick of it. This board has done as much as they can. It's good to have you actually say something directly to me, because honestly, I'm just so tired of it. All these Facebook messages and stuff. You guys look like the Mean Girls Club in high school. Absolutely done with it. This board has tried so hard. Eric, thank you again for doing like 99% of the stuff over this last year. Well, the rest of us are just running in circles. I don't know how you do it. So let's move on through our board business here.
Do you
Absolutely.
with the 2020 budget summary, or was there anything else we need to go over before that?
I was going to look down through your agenda items. You mind if I get the landscaping update out of the way real fast?
That's fine.
All right. Landscaping update. I had a message from the landscaping group. Here it is.
Well, they are coming to meet with me on Wednesday because we still need to there's more roots growing out of the retaining wall. So they're going to come look at that and look at pricing that out. So we should have that by the end of the week. I'm meeting with them on Wednesday for that.
What time are you meeting Eric?
10 on Wednesday.
Can I be there too?
Yeah, if you want to come out, I mean, just wear some shoes. You don't mind getting muddy in the woods, because we got to go up and below the retaining wall so they can look at it. Now you basically have to walk behind my neighbor's backyard to get down to where the retaining wall is.
This is not the drainage project.
No, this is separate. This is the retaining wall stuff where we went and cut down some of the trees initially last year. So most of the trees are all down, and then there's more root and stuff growing back. So I went back and checked it because out of the reserves, there's $10K budgeted for erosion control. That will be later on in the meeting. And that was one of the things I was looking at just to get that done.
Okay.
So that's over by your house at 10?
Yes.
Okay.
So as of February the 23rd, I got an update. One of the things I did, I asked Almond Glen to give us, or Almond Glen, I'm sorry, US Lawns. I'm sitting here looking at the Almond Glen US Lawns group. I asked US Lawns to give us some information, because I told them, if you guys go and do something, but you don't tell us you did it, and I don't have a way of putting it out to the community, nobody even knows it happened. And if it did, if we don't tell anybody, then it never happened. And I get that from the point of view of the people who are in the townhomes, and you're looking for changes in the soil, and you're looking for changes in the grass, and you don't have anything to measure it against. So they've been pretty good about that so far. Out of nowhere, I got an update from, ladies, it's Justin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I think I called him Jason in the past. From Justin, he said February 23rd, he said morning, round 1 of fertilizer will be going out on the fescue sections of the townhomes today and tomorrow. This will help jump the growth on the fescue. Last week, I had the crews work on cleaning out the undergrowth from the small wooded section at the HOA entrance. Spring is almost here. Hope you guys have been well. And then he added, also in March, we'll start our monthly fire ant treatments through November, which I specifically followed back up to make sure. I said, people will be glad to hear that. What areas do we include in that? He said, treatment of any active ant hills. So each month we'll go around looking. If one pops up after we've already treated for the month, we'll go back and grab new ones. And I double checked HOA's townhomes 360, or no, he said HOA townhomes 360, townhomes and less fenced in. I said, also the pool, correct? He said, yes. So fire ant treatments, I know have been something people have asked for years. We included them in our last budget or our last contract.
Well, we
and
got
we're
rid of
getting
all
done.
that dirt, so they're not going to be around this year.
Not at the party, that's for sure.
I hope so. I hope that, yeah, all the concrete, yeah, the ring
Yep,
of concrete that's been
concrete.
done in. For anybody who hasn't been up to the pool and just, I'll get with the landscaping update out of the way, I'll get a pool update out of the way. For anybody who hasn't been up to the pool to see the changes, obviously the shed's in up there, that's helping because we can get some of those things out of our garages and get them to a storage point. So that if somebody says, hey, where is such and such item? I want to use it, or can we use it for this or whatever? We've got it in a central location. The other thing we've got is more concrete went in for that purpose. And then there's a ring of concrete around the exterior of everything where the flower beds used to be that were
There's
just
no
nothing but
mud
dirt.
and no dirt.
That's right. So a little more real estate. That was a big project to get done. And again, that was 99.9999%. Eric,
Eric,
I think the rest of the time we either voted or walked up and looked. So
that's it, pretty much.
Lord, you people wouldn't even believe how much effort it was to get a freaking shed in Lancaster County. And finally, in the end, the inspector just came in, if I'm correct, Eric, and he looked around and went, whatever, I don't know, and just signed off on it. So we're all good, right?
Yes, that'll completely done with the shed. It's got the certification. He's like, I can't believe he lets you use the prefab shed for a commercial area, but it already approved. And he's like, I don't care, it's a shed. So he just
Yeah, in the end, I think he was like, it's a shed. Why are we doing all this? So yeah, thank goodness. What a labor of love, man. The unsung heroes of things. All right, so we got that done. Moving on. So that's townhomes. We've just been trugging along with the townhomes. I reached out to Kate today and told her I have not had time to do anything with the mailbox thing. I apologize to her for kind of going ghost on her. She's going to take all care of getting the mailboxes. We'll store them up there at the in the shed until they start getting the chance to do the installs on them, which is some screws and some installs. So, if we get some time, we'll go around and help them pull some mailboxes, put new ones in. All right. Eric's nice itinerary put together here. 2020 budget summary and review. You want to hit that first, Eric?
Yeah, it's fine. Let me make sure I get this screen share.
Mute so you can have the audio without my background.
Hey, Rob, remember we talked about those little covers being missing over the holes in the ground around the townhouses, those that if you stepped in it, you'd break your foot off?
Yeah, they sell them up at Lowe's and Home Depot, I'm pretty sure. We were going to try to get a look at those. I think Kate was going to try to look at those, and I think she's been in the same scenario. Things got a little nutty over the last month or so for most of us, but that's still on our agenda of things to get done up there.
If you want, I can pick up the covers when I pick up the mailboxes. I think there's both sold at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah, if you want to take a look at them, Kate, and let me know, like, hey, this is what they are, and if you see them over at Lowe's and you're like, this is what I need, I'm gonna go ahead and get them. Is that cool? And then I'll just check in with the board real quick. I think you're good.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't like
That
those
sounds good.
holes.
All right.
Ooh,
Good deal.
somebody got a kid.
Okay, just make sure you check the sizes and make sure they're probably all the 8-inch ones, but just double check and make sure they're not different sizes. There's 2 or 3 different sizes of the screens covers come in that they'll have them all sold in the same area.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'll measure them before I go.
Thanks, Kate.
You're welcome.
Are you ready for the 2020 summary stuff? Is my screen up? It says I'm sharing it, so I'm assuming.
Yep, it is.
On the notes page. Okay. So at the end of the day, when everything was included in the budget. That's line 1. It's a little less than $1,000 under budget. We ended up with a little bit more money coming in because the attorneys got some money from some of our delinquencies, and a lot of those got caught up. So before, I'll just go down to the bottom real quick, line 23. So these ones. At the end of 2019, we had 14,000 in delinquencies. In 2020, we were down to almost 7,500, so it's almost a 50% less than what it usually was. We typically run around 10,000-ish. So it's been much better this year, even going forward through January. It's been down to compared to what it normally is. So I guess the attorney going after people and getting the money back has been helpful. There's normally only 3 or 4 major ones, and then other people that just kind of missed a couple payments here or there. So that's
Good.
a big factor in it. So that's looking a lot better than it has over the past few years. These are just highlights. Biggest savings, the electricity. I don't know why it was 3,000 less. That's just what it came in as. The water, we know why it was less. The first landscaper never ran the water sprinklers. So that was the money that just didn't get spent there. When we terminated his contract and then brought in the new landscaper with all the changeover and then the savings with the new company, and with not paying him for one of the months where he didn't do any work, that was about a $12,000 saving. General maintenance, based on what we budgeted, was 8,000 under. That got used toward the pool, and so did the clubhouse repairs, which is generally what that's for anyways. Town hall maintenance was 7,000 over budget, which is why there's increase this year. The paint and pressure washing was also over 6,000, but that was all from just extra repairs that were done. That got paid out of the reserve account. So the actual project was on budget. It came out around like 61, 6,200, and the budget was 65, but there were about an extra $10,000 in repairs that came out of that as well. So it was tons of money got spent on townhome repairs last year. There hasn't been anything major so far this year. Pool project was the big one. That's when we put in all the extra concrete, put in the concrete for the shed and the shed. That was all done at 2,300. So that was all still covered under the budget. Wasn't anything going on outside of that. And then with the insurance line item, they had an increase in price and just didn't really tell us, just renewed it. And then I just found out finally that the numbers don't add up with our monthly budgets because they're billing our insurance over 10 months, even though it's covered over 12 months. So I'm just going to start paying it all at once, so we don't have to try to figure out why it doesn't line up. I can just pay it all up front, and we have the final number matched up against our final number, and we're not worried about why it's so far off. So that won't happen going forward, but that was why that happened initially. This is the overall one. It's pretty much the same stuff, just without the highlights pulled out. So we'll post that on the website after this meeting at some point, and everybody can look at it and see what it all went to. But does anyone have any questions on that? Comments, concerns?
It all sounds good, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah,
It looks good too. Nice and broke down.
yeah. So that was 2020. For 2021, there's not really any point pulling it up yet. We only have the January budget through so far, because it takes them about 2 weeks to get the reconciliation done each month and get it over to me. So I'll probably have February's next week. But for 2021, we already made the 2021 reserve contribution, so that'll start accruing interest sooner versus last year when we were waiting and put it in late at the end of the year, like we had done previously, just to make sure we had the funds. But we should be fine paying out all of our bills out of the operating and still putting it in this early. So that shouldn't be an issue at all. So that's why we went ahead and did that. And then the insurance, it's going to get paid all at once. I think it's in like a month and a half. So it might be May, and that'll get paid in bulk, like I said before. So that was only 2 major items for 2021 to bring up. That should be everything for budget stuff.
Cool. You had something in here about the bank account breakdowns. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're just switching over. I talked to the banker because they just started creating the new premium account for anyone that has combined over 250,000 that has extra insurance and higher rates. All of our accounts are going to get moved over to that. So that's really all that is. We can go over the rest of it. That's what we'll go over in executive session, just exactly how we want to split out how it's broken down and how we can gain the most interest rate. But essentially some of it's going to get moved into ladder CDs that'll earn a little bit more, but it'll still be broken down into operating account as operating account, townhome reserves as townhome reserves, common reserves as common reserves, but those will each have 2 accounts now instead of just one. So it'll have its regular money market that's going to be making a higher interest rate. And then the money that won't be needed over the next year or 2 will get put into a CD. So it's earning a higher interest rate. So it should theoretically put us above the threshold that we had budgeted for the reserve study. So hopefully we can knock down that contribution amount a little bit by getting a little bit more money on the interest side.
All right, I'm gonna put Meg, I'm gonna put you on the spot for a second. We're gonna see what you've learned about homeowners association budget. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Why do you think, based on what you've learned so far from being on the board this past however many months of your life you've given, why do you think we have such a large reserve? We float currently, Eric, about how much money have we got in reserve, including the money in CDs and stuff that we're doing earning with? Eric? I caught him off guard.
I'm unmuted now. We're good. No, I was
There you
just muted. I just had the other screen up, so I couldn't see if I was in.
No, you're fine. About how much
Um,
money is in reserve right now off the top of your head? Rough numbers.
The common reserves around 3. That's about 400, and the townhome reserves around 130.
Okay. So based upon what you know so far and what you've learned, Meg, as we've been going through this, why do you think, from your perspective, we have so much money in those reserves?
Well, because I mean, I'm just blown away. I've lived at other HOAs that were broke, and I thought that was just normal. I thought when you lived in a community like this,
It is normal. You're right.
yeah, I mean, I thought at any minute you'd get a bill in the mail for $10,000 because something, catastrophic happened. I thought that's just the risk you take living in an HOA. So when I came here, went to the meetings when Sid was running things, and I learned about this, let's look 30 years out. Like, I came home and my mind was blown. Like, I had no idea that you could run a place like that, and then here Sid leaves and Eric, comes in and picks up the vision. Because if you're not all on the same page with that vision, it could just crash and burn and be worth, So I'm just, it just really impresses me that there's the vision and everyone is plugged into it and committed, because it's a commitment, so that no one is having to, ditch out tons of money, which I don't have, so is that a good answer? That's an honest answer.
It's an honest answer, because I didn't warn you that I was going to ask you something like that. And the reason I ask it is because I think you're a good example of somebody who, you came on the board because I asked you, hey, would you be interested in serving on the board? And you took it on as all right, I'll do my best. I'll take on the challenge. And I know there are people who legitimately have legitimate questions about things we do, and they legitimately don't understand. And I think it's good to hear it from somebody other than the same people who've been saying it. So, you're nailing it down. It's the financial security for the long-term vision of the neighborhood, the financial building blocks. So, honestly, I would love to come to the board and be like, hey, can we take $250,000 and go to the community and say, we'd like to spend this money to build a little community center off of our pool or something. I would love to do that, but the reality is we would be shortchanging ourselves in so many other places. And if you're only planning to buy a home and live here for 5-6 years, yeah, you're like, man, I'm paying for things I'm never going to get a return on. However, my argument to that is, when you go to sell your home, your realtor, and any good realtor, who we have plenty of in the neighborhood, should be able to tell. Your realtor should be able to make the argument to people who are looking, this place is financially secure.
Yeah, I would have not known that. That's not something I would have even known to have asked. But what I've learned here is that other HOAs are broke, and that's, so I learned that lesson this year, or over the past few months, for sure.
Yeah, if I went to sell my home today and was going to move someplace else, and I had to move into another HOA, off of what I've learned since being on the board, I would be very, very critical of, like, I want to know everything about, like, what's the finances look like? Do you guys have money?
Yeah.
Am I going to get that bill you're talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I hit you sideways, and yes, I think you gave an excellent answer. You gave it in a layman's point of view of, we need to have money, so we're not going to have to have money.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Sabina's just glad I didn't grab her and make her have to do it, because she's trying to stay quiet right now. She's hiding behind her.
I thought it's just to make neighbors mad.
Yeah,
did
just
she
to make the
say?
neighbors mad. She said she thought it was just to make neighbors mad. No, and that's the thing is the
No,
good
I'm
side
joking,
of it
I'm
is.
joking.
No,
I
I know.
guess, I mean, no, I actually learned it the hard way, because I was probably one of the people who were asking this question before I joined the board. I was very irritated by, why do we have so much money in a savings, and why can't we use it for like social stuff and stuff like that, until I really was forced by Eric to go through the spreadsheet before vote and realize what's going on in the spreadsheet, and then understand the meaning of it and the studies, right? The reserve
Yeah.
studies and everything. I didn't know about the studies. I didn't know about the plan for future. I didn't know about that we need to cover all this plan for the roads and everything. So I learned a lot this year, and I guess I'm now not in the mad neighbors part, but
Well, the
it really
frustrating
takes
thing,
time to learn. I feel that until you're not looking into this spreadsheet and you're not asking questions and you're not understanding what's going on, it's very hard to take the side of understanding why we have,
I completely agree, and I obviously I'm having this conversation for those who are tuned in and listening, because the meeting's for us to discuss things, but there are things that come up throughout the month, and the frustrating thing for somebody like me, my personality is such that I would rather answer questions and have somebody be mad about the right thing or frustrated about the right thing than to have somebody frustrated just because. And I think there's a lot of people who are just frustrated just because, and I don't know how to give them the information. So what I've tried to do is get more people who like you ladies who come on the board, and you have questions, you don't have a background in this kind of stuff, you don't have an agenda of any sort, you're just like, oh, what's going on? And then you can go out and kind of educate others. So, just like I think everybody who's ever served on the board realizes very quickly this aha moment after a certain amount of time, where they realize, okay, I didn't know that's the way it was. And it wasn't that the information wasn't there, it's just that it's like you just said, it wasn't something they had to pay attention to on that level. And I completely get it. I don't expect somebody to come in here and care about HOA stuff all the time, So it's a lot, but I thought it was a good opportunity to bring up the budget stuff and to just say, hey, let's talk about those huge reserves. I know we've talked about them lots of times, but maybe just an honest conversation of like, here's a couple board members. Do you guys think we should drain the bank account? I don't think that you do. So just thought it was a good opportunity to bring it up. Eric, we already covered the shed update. I used your 1 minute that you had allotted for that. As far as the parking lot striping, so we're talking about trying to get that done. Have you been able to get any? I know they were trying to get some numbers.
I know Kate got her couple bids, which God bless her for doing that, because I tried to get more bids, and it's been an absolute nightmare trying to get anyone to come out and actually bid it. Her two seem pretty reasonable. Most of the stuff I see, you have to repaint pretty regularly, and we haven't done it, I don't think, at all since the community started, which is why the parking lot ones are all gone and the townhome ones don't look great. So I would say we just go ahead and get that done, and just pay it out.
We're in a position to get the pool done before the pool parking lot opens up, so that would be good. I think the logistics are going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, if they paint around cars that are there, if they make everybody move them. I guess Kate has more information for the people that she talked with.
Yeah, I talked to Stripe a lot, and he came out, his name's Randy. He actually came out and looked at the parking spots, looked at what needed to be striped, looked at the pool, told me exactly how we were going. Basically what you would do is you would put you tell everybody we're gonna repaint this section, and we do it section by section. So like you do, say, my street at the end of Lanark. So you do those spaces, you cordon it off, everybody moves their cars over to the other side, wherever there's visitor parking spots. And then you just go section by section. And he said it may take a couple days. He says, whatever you do not paint around cars, because you will paint them. So everybody
That
has
sounds
to
bad.
move their car.
Yeah.
How long
Um,
does it, like from the time they come in, they paint a section, how long is it that nobody can park there? Do you know?
He said it just takes a couple hours.
Oh,
He
Okay.
says it should be, yeah, it's pretty quick.
Cool. So I think what's the cost on, and I know we included all the parking lots, right? Throughout the townhomes and the pool. Is that what we're looking at bid wise?
Yeah, so Stripe a Lot, I liked him the best because he actually came out. The other quote that I got from Maintenance Solutions, he just Google mapped it. And I don't think his quote is exactly accurate. But he said it'd be $140 for the pool, Stripe a Lot. And it would be $4,110 for the townhomes. So he separated it out so that it's really clear what the costs would be.
And that's restriping the spots and putting the numbers back in, correct?
That's right.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I know most of that's townhome budget. Are they, I assume they are, Eric, are they in a position where we can go ahead and say yes to that?
And based on how they look, I would say we go ahead and do it. And since we had so many maintenance fixes last year, I'm hoping that we come in under what we budgeted. I mean, we can always make up the difference in the budget. We don't necessarily have to bill it to the townhomes if it's like this past year where electricity has extra money in it. Instead of putting out an extra assessment for next year, raising it, we just use that electricity money or whatever ends up coming in under budget to offset that if they end up a little bit over. So
Yeah,
I-
especially with the big
Yeah,
raise they had to
getting
go through
done.
this last year. I know nobody
Yeah.
wants to do that to them again. Kate, I mean, is that the recommendation from your committee then? And then, by the way, could you introduce yourself real quickly, like who you are and why you're even talking with the board right now, for anybody who doesn't know?
Well, I'm Kate Carter, and I'm head of the townhome committee, along with Shelby and Craig. We make up the townhome committee, and I am representing to give our thoughts on what should happen in the townhomes.
That's
That's
pretty
me.
much it. It's been
Amen.
and it's been very helpful. I want to say from the board, thank you.
Yes,
because
I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't do the parking lot, it would be me doing that.
well, and
I'm-
she
I'm
went
used to
around,
the
did an
townhome
assessment.
project.
Yeah, she went around, did an assessment of the parking lots and figured out that the parking lots really needed done. She's gone around and looked at all the mailboxes and said, hey, we need to get these mailboxes fixed, which we talked about in the last meeting. And that's something that she and some other volunteers are planning to take on and go around and do those installs themselves. And we'll be helping out. And yeah, you're jumping in full on, and I really appreciate it, Kate. I really do. And I know you've got your little silent partners in the background there who are helping you, but giving us guidance on where the townhomes would like their money spent is extremely helpful. So I'll ask you officially, is that your recommendation from your committee? You guys would like to have that done?
Yes, that is our recommendation.
All right.
I'm glad that we could help.
No, big time.
No, we're
Big
glad
time.
that you can help.
Yeah. Something we've asked for. We just didn't know how to get it done for years. So it's been great having you guys jump in. So, all right. Well, Eric, you want to put a motion together real fast since you know the numbers are off in front of you?
Just be a motion to approve hiring Stripe a Lot to do the striping Yes. Of the parking spots in the parking lot in the townhomes, it should be about, looks like it's 4250. And that
And
would
the pool.
of the townhome maintenance for the 4100, and then out of the common maintenance out of 140.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
And the
All right,
spots
the
are
ayes
getting
have it.
numbered, right, Kate? The townhome spots are having numbers.
Yes, that's right. Stripes and numbers.
No, their spot.
Finally. Yes.
Hey, have you had anyone that wants to have a different spot? 'Cause I know there's some people that tend to park in a visitor spot that they just like better because they go in that door versus their own spot. Or any that might need to get moved, like, hey, I'd want this spot instead of this spot, or is that not worth even trying to do?
Well, honestly, no one has ever said anything to me. They might have spoken to you guys directly. That's something that we could definitely look into. Especially now that we're restriping, so we can switch it up.
Yeah, I guess if
So-
somebody's like, I like parking in this visitor spot, I don't really care about my spot, and they wanted to swap them, this would be your opportunity to say, okay, we can move the visitor spot and you can have this one or something. So sounds good.
Yep.
All right, Kate, are you gonna handle reaching out and getting that started?
I can do that for you.
That's awesome.
I'll call him tomorrow and we can get it set up as soon as you guys are ready.
You are
And-
approved, so you
Yeah.
can start whatever contact information you need as far as me or whatever. Shoot me a text and we'll get all the approvals moving along. We'll get them in touch with Ashley and
Yeah,
just
because
kinda link it all
Ashley
together.
usually when we did the painting and all that, and we did it in sections. Did we do? I can't remember. Did we do flyers or did we do? We did mail outs, right? And gave them the times and the sections.
I
When we
believe
did
you
the
guys did
painting,
fly-
the doors. Ashley.
I believe you guys did flyers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And
I
we
feel
had a
like the
little
painting.
together.
Yeah, I think the painting people were kind of passing those out and everything. so
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
painting people passed them out, so just in case the stripe doesn't have that, so I guess we'd have to do. Kate, when we do stuff like that, we usually do flyers. Put them on their doors, put them in their mailboxes, so nobody want to say they didn't get them. So we usually pretty much just tape them on their door and put them in their mailboxes. So we double notify them of this is what's going to happen, and we give them their strict instructions on what they need to do, so they won't need to. All that's on the flyer. So if that might can help you out. If you need some help, I think I can go pull a flyer or something. Think we can find one. I don't know if you have a copy, Ashley, or not, some flyers, but just, so they'll know, that's how we contacted them about what they needed to do.
Yeah, I'll see if I have a copy. We could put something together. I can have like Denise print some at the office real quick. And then
Oh, that'd be
maybe
nice.
Tim will take it down to you guys. That way it'll save money on printing and et cetera.
All right, Kate, you've got Ashley's contact information?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
Okay, so yeah, get with Ashley. So that'll make your life easy.
I like easy.
The other thing we can do obviously is we've got our social media and our website, and then the message boards. I do have new letters for those. Chrissy Bowling's been helping out with that. I haven't asked her to change the sign to anything. I'm sure she would have run up there and done it, but I mean, what new thing did I have to put out? And the meeting, obviously, I forgot about the meeting till tonight, or till yesterday or whatever, whenever it was the Eric message out. So that didn't go up on the board. But I'm sure I can reach out to her. She might even be on here. Chrissy, are you on
Yeah,
here
she's
still?
here.
I saw her on there. I didn't know if she felt comfortable talking on mic or not. I'm gonna put her in spot if she didn't want to.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, Chrissy, are you still able? I know everybody's got a lot going on. Are you still able to help out with the signboard stuff?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I do have the new letters for you, and the new signboards are in there. One of the things I think I forgot to tell you, and I don't know if you figured it out, when you open up the things, if you kind of wiggle the signboards a little bit on the inside, those inserts come out and you can lay them flat on like the ground or something. It's a whole lot easier to put those signs together. So, or
Okay.
you can even pull them out, take them back to your house, go through and number and letter them all up, and then you can take them up and plop them in there. It's way easier. But I'll message you, make sure I've got the right address, and I'll just drop those letters off to you. So
Okay.
I do have those for
I
you.
mean, we can even put something like, thank you for driving slowly,
You know
I
what?
did
You
that.
know what, Meg?
I did
Meg,
that.
Meg, don't. Do not.
I
Don't
did
start.
that.
Please don't.
thank you for
Do not.
driving 10 miles an hour.
No.
I used to have something up there about cleaning up after pets too, because that was something people were asking for. And I don't know, I still see people's dogs running around the neighborhood all the time. I know that's a problem, but honestly, I haven't heard a lot of complaints about it in a long
No, I
time.
think
So
it's going well.
I hope so. All right, so that's cool. That's a good plan. Eric, erosion control, common reserve fund.
Yeah, that's just budgeted to come out of the reserve fund for this year. So that's just going around checking. That's how we're going to look at the retaining wall. I don't know if we need to do anything on Cappington Drive where that storm area is, but I mean, it looks like besides that are eroding, which is their yards. But obviously it goes down into that common area. I don't know if there's anything we can even do for it, but it looks like those two houses are going to fall into the storm drain area in like the next 20 years. It just keeps creeping over toward their houses.
Wow. And you got the drainage area dig outs. That's something we've been talking about. Needs to be done up by the townhomes, and then also the one by the pool that we went up there and started pulling rocks out and everything.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do anything. There's that row of houses on Cappington that one time we had to complain about it, but we never touched that. It's always been a wooded area. If we wanted people to clear cut that or just leave it in, not really worry about it because it's not that big of a strip. And really, if people wanted to, they could go back there and cut behind their houses if they want it. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to do it though.
Right. All right. So yeah, you've already got it set up. Didn't we just have a company out there last year to take a look at that retaining wall?
Yeah, they came out when we did the reserve study and they came out and did the inspection. That's when we got the initial thing that we needed to cut down some of the trees and then spray the wall.
That's right.
Some of the roots and trees growing out of the wall, but some of them are still growing out. So we'll just need to get that more professionally sprayed and taken care of to just kill off everything coming out of the wall.
Cool. And that's for anybody who's not aware, if you were to go down Cappington, make a left on Kilchurn. No, is it Kilchurn? No, it's not Kilchurn. It's Haddington. Make a left on Haddington at the stop sign after you come to a complete stop, please. And then go down and make a right on a Kilchurn. In the bend right there at the bottom of Kilchurn, right as you come to the bend there, is like a wooded area you can look down into. If you were to go and fall down into that ravine and go hiking through there, eventually you would come to this big, huge retaining wall that's back there that keeps some of the houses on Cappington, I guess, from sliding down into a big ditch. Is that right, Eric? Is that what it's doing?
I would assume that's what it's there for because none of them have backyards.
Yeah. So what we don't want to happen is the wall to fall down and the houses slide into the hole, and then they come back and say the HOA didn't maintain that wall. So we are having that. We had an engineering firm look at it. The same engineering firm who backtracked what was happening up at the pool when they had the pool rebuilt. We paid for an engineering firm to come out and check the work that was being done. We had that same engineering firm take a look at the wall for us. So that's kind of an update on that.
And fun fact, in a townhouse I lived in Raleigh, that's what happened to the house I lived in. And the decks were pulling off away from the house and they were holding the chimneys with them.
Nice. So it is a real possibility.
It is a real possibility. It was horrible.
Well, we saw the effects of erosion down there on Kilchurn when those two houses ended up having to be demolished. You know, when it's not properly built like that. So
Yep.
Yeah, well, so far so good with that retaining wall.
Good.
Still there.
Is there any other areas that you guys can think of that we need to check?
There is a hill on Lanark that is eroding. It's gotten pretty bad. Every time it rains, there's heaps of mud that come down into the parking area. If you could have the landscapers take a look at that too, I think that would be helpful.
On Lanark, you talking, I'm trying to think, is that on the, that's on the newer side, isn't it? Or is that on the older side? Where's, is Lanark on the, if you're going out of the neighborhood, is that on the right or the left?
It's on the right.
It's on the right. So it's, you talking about that one where the kind of the trees are up there? We kind of call it the Christmas tree parking lot up there.
Yeah, it's right underneath the Christmas trees.
Wow. Okay. I was kind of hoping with the grass and everything there that it would just, that it would actually, that's one of the reasons we didn't want that to die off too much, is because it's supposed to be kind of holding on to that area.
Yeah,
So
the
if that's
grass is
eroding away
gone.
real bad, the
Yeah.
grass is dead.
Yep. It's gone. It eroded away.
Wow. No matter, yeah, the one thing that was keeping the ground there was the grass, and now the grass is eroded away too. So yeah, we may have to take a look at that area, Eric. You know where she's talking about?
Are we talking about the entire length there or just at the dead end by the townhomes?
Just by the townhomes, it's, I don't know, maybe a half a block long, I think. It's not a
Oh,
very
I
big
know that,
section.
but is it that whole strip or is it just the far end of it where the parking lot dead ends closest to the road? Or is it the whole strip of Lanark?
It's not the whole strip. No, it's in the middle. It's not
Okay, it's in the
at
middle.
end.
All right.
That's in the middle. Where the
Sure, I'll
Christmas
She's
find
trees
talking
are.
about, I don't know if it's even possible for me to show you this on, I'll hold my map up here. Right in this little spot here, is that what you're talking about? The one that I'm zoomed in on, kind of near the red car, I think it is. I'm looking at it in reverse now,
Yeah,
if you can see the screen.
yeah, from the red
Yeah.
car to those other cars in the visitor spots.
The one that's been there forever and ever.
Yeah.
Is that
one.
still there? The New Jersey
Yes,
vehicle?
it is.
Is that, I often
Yep.
wonder when I look, I wonder if it's one of the vehicles that's on here.
Probably.
That might
It's
be
a
one of those
gray
things.
CRV.
Yeah, I don't know who that belongs to. I suspect it belongs to somebody that lives in one of the townhomes there. Is that Broughton? Broughton right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a long strip. I suspect it belongs to somebody who's there, and I'm assuming it's somebody who's gone out of country because it never moves and used. I don't know. I don't really know a good way, but might be that we need to do some sort of flyer or something to kind of get people to aware on that. Maybe if we can find the owner of that, I'll get with you on that. I was going to talk to you about maybe a targeted flyer to that particular area right there. See if we can figure out who that car belongs to.
Mm-hmm. That would be helpful.
Definitely didn't
I've gotten
forget it.
several complaints about it. Everybody thinks it's been abandoned.
That's probably abandoned then.
Yeah, it's clearly it's not a stolen car or anything. We checked. So I don't know what the deal is with it. We do have several families over there who travel to like India and stuff like that. I get a lot of families who come by and they're going to be out of town for a long period of time, and they want somebody to know that they're going to be out of town. I don't know anybody that car belongs to, so that's been kind of a mystery. Is there anything else? We have townhome committee update on there. I know we've talked a lot about townhomes. Is there anything else townhome related that needs to be discussed right this second that you can think of, Kate?
Actually, I had a question. Because I'm going out to get the mailboxes, I was wondering if anybody spoke to the landscaping company about replacing the 2 mailboxes that they replaced with matte finished boxes instead of the shiny ones.
So is it a matter of them just needing to be painted or what?
Well, the
They're-
mailbox
they're-
comes in 2 finishes. It comes in shiny and matte black. And we were going to replace them all with matte black over on that side so that there's not a stark contrast between the 2 sides of the community, because we're not replacing all the mailboxes at the same time.
Okay.
So they replaced theirs with 2. I think there's 2 over there, but they really should have replaced 3 with shiny black. And I was wondering if we could get them to pay for the matte ones so then we don't have to. I just figured we could save a little bit of money.
Right now, all the other ones are matte black.
Yeah, the ones that we're Yeah, all the other ones are matte black.
Okay.
We shouldn't have shiny ones. That's
So they got the wrong ones from the beginning. Was that
But,
US Lawns? It was our
but
current
Rob,
company, right?
they got the information from us.
No, we just told them the company. They didn't follow.
Company?
I don't even think they actually bought them from the company that we pointed them to. I don't know where they got them
did-
from.
oh, they got those at Home Depot.
Yeah, I
saw
think
them.
they
Really?
just.
They're at Home
Yeah, I
Depot.
think in the end they just went to Home Depot and just bought some mailboxes, which wouldn't be a big deal if they bought the
Right.
magnets.
Yeah.
Right. And they didn't put numbers or anything on them either. So
Yeah, I think we can easily go back and
Yeah, have 'em
we'll
fix it.
reach out to them. We'll reach out. I mean, you guys are getting ready to meet with the landscapers, right?
Yep. Because
Meg,
it's
are you
flower
guys getting ready to
time.
meet with the
Yes.
landscapers?
Yep. Meg, we get ready to meet with what's his name? Jason.
Justin?
Justin.
Jason.
I
Justin.
call him Jason.
I know, Jason. That's why I said Jason.
Oh, that's what I
Justin.
did.
Yeah, because we got to lay out when flower time is going to be, the flower beds, what we're going to do different this year, because we had put in some different requests for them to till up the flower beds and make them whole instead of having them not half of a flower bed. So Meg, tell them real quick, I got to catch this phone call. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Take it away, Meg.
I don't know.
You look surprised. Something about flower beds?
Well, I know we did the fall beds, but yeah, I guess we need to work with them for the spring break, because those pansies are going to die out. We probably have a little bit more in them, but change them out for the, spring, summer flowers. So.
She's saying that something about expand. Did you guys discuss doing something with the tilling and expanding the beds?
I mean, I'm not personally happy with the size of them. And neither was Virginia, so.
All right.
We'll definitely be more hands-on. I mean, I thought we were hands-on, but.
Sorry about that.
We'll be more hands-on. So Virginia, you're talking about, right now we've got the winter flowers. So when they,
Right.
you got to
Spring, because I don't want it to be late like we did with the winter flowers, December. Yeah. So I want to get ahead of that and doing the different things. Remember when we talked about the beds at the front, instead of it being a half of a bed and the gross crazy grass in the middle, that we wanted to till that whole thing up and make it a full bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to get with him to see how that's going to be this year, because it looked good at the top and the bottom, but we wanted to till all that up, move all that stuff out, and make a full bed at the front entrances. So remember what we talked about that. So we need to get a date. So if we can get a date with him to meet with him, and then some of the things that we need to. Also, the back of the townhomes, that little spot where the orange, it looks it's been abandoned. So we need to really talk about that, because they were supposed to clean in between the trees, because those are our trees. So
have they been getting to especially with everything being dead right now, have they got to that area behind the fences that they needed to get to?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that it's time to start to grow back. So I want to make sure that they keep that clean. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Attack it now. I've got the same thing that kind of grows on my hill, and I'm getting ready to attack it before it starts growing back.
Yeah, I just don't want him to be. I mean, they did a good job on the beds. I just wanted to be bigger and use more dirt area than they did. They just put it in a little small area and put some pine straw. I want that bed to be out there, and then the middle mediums to be completely beds instead of what we got in there, which is junk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just want it to look nicer.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. All right, because the last thing has anybody else got anything else but amongst the board here before I'm going to give a pool thought. Anything? All right,
Nope.
we'll close out with the pool then. So we've got, by the
Right.
time we meet again in May, we're talking May 10th, I think was the date that I looked at real quick there. So by the time we meet in May, we should be well into getting ready to open the pool up, if I'm remembering correctly. So I will send out updates on the website and push some emails out as we get closer with, this year's pool schedule. This is what's going to happen. Try to put those expectations out there. I don't anticipate any kind of, last year we had to wait until we got this approval from the state to open up with the COVID stuff and everything. I don't anticipate that this year. I've not heard anything about that. I think we're going to be able to open on our planned schedule. I'm not planning on coming to the board and asking for any kind of restrictions different than last year. Our restrictions last year were, hey, there's a sign, read the sign. Don't lick door handles. Don't sneeze on each other. If you don't feel safe, don't go to the pool. So we're not planning to put any masks in place or anything like that. I think that worked just fine last year. Everybody was able to function, and our HOA attorney felt very comfortable with us operating that way. So I'm not planning to come back and ask the board for anything specific on that. But I'll keep you guys updated as we get closer to opening. And the only thing I might do is I might come back and look at the pool chairs and stuff like that and ask you guys what, if anything, can be done. But I don't know where we are budget wise for that this year. So I don't remember what we put into the budget. I'll have to talk with Eric about that. So that's all I've got. It is
Hey,
8
Rob,
o'clock
on that
PM.
Virginia, is the painting company going to come and repaint the bathrooms there? We never ended up getting that done yet.
Yes. She actually got COVID. And they had a death in their family. So I just told them we were just gonna wait until spring. So I can reach back out to her now.
Oh,
Okay.
That'd be good then.
We
All right.
put money in your budget to do the restrapping.
Okay.
for the pool
I thought we did have some of that planned, which I know would make people happy. So
Yeah.
the tough part's getting on that. I would be happy with that. I know we all would be. So yeah. So I'll kind of circle back with her on the numbers and the time frame on that. And I'll get with you guys. I know we're getting ready to get into the season, so I better get on that this week. Cool. All right. My mission will be pool stuff over the next few weeks here. That's all I've got. It's right at 8 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and end the board meeting. I do appreciate everybody who came and participated in any way you participated tonight, listening, being part of things. So thanks, everybody.